However, some of the criminal justice bill's proposals have caused much consternation, not just amongst homeless charities, but also among many leading Conservative figures. Let's take a look at the details. Did you know this? Before the 2019 election, the Tories pledged to end rough sleeping in England by 2024. And I thought, wow, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. In 2022, Parliament voted to repeal the Vagrancy Act of 1824 with something a bit more, modern. And I thought, finally, a government that is finally going to seriously tackle this issue. Finally, we won't still be treating the homeless like they did in Victorian times. But when they pledged to stop homelessness, I didn't realise they were going to stop it by banging them all up in prison. They want to replace the Napoleonic-era Vagrancy Act with a law that is more Dickensian than, well, Dickens could have imagined. A law that not only criminalises rough sleepers and raises the prospect of them being sent to prison, but now rough sleepers could be given a fine of up to $2.5 grand if they smell bad. I mean, you gotta laugh, right? You gotta laugh, or you'll throw a fucking brick. The first time in British history you can get a criminal conviction for not washing, which is something the Health Secretary denied on national television yesterday, and in denying it, she lied to your fucking face, because it's in the fucking bill. These people smell because they haven't washed. They haven't washed because they don't have access to fresh water, a bit like in the third world. Yeah, more homeless people die of dehydration in the summer than of cold exposure in the winter. Easy access to clean water is a basic global human right, and yet this government is seriously thinking about criminalising not having access to a shower. And that might not end up in the final bill, but who came up with that in the first place? Tackle homelessness by fining them $2.5 grand because they honk of piss and it's getting right up my middle-class nostrils. Where are they going to find the money? For a start, there's only so many big issues you can sell, right? Everyone hates homelessness. Everyone, but the Tories, they've gone one step further. They hate the homeless. They are no better than common criminals. Rough sleepers are not a social care issue. They are, as written in this law, a nuisance. This government thinks they should be punished. People who are cold and thirsty and, yes, a bit smelly, who are statistically probably an addict with a very good chance they have serious mental health issues, they should be punished. How is this a solution to the problem? And more to the point, why is this such a problem? Social care in this country has been stripped to the bone. Local homelessness services have been cut by £1 billion a year and have lost 9,000 beds since 2010. As a consequence, rough sleeping has increased 165% since 2010. The number of people dying whilst homeless has increased by 51%. Yet this government's attitude is, we're not to blame, they are. It's their lifestyle choice. It's not our fault, it's their fault. No! There is always a reason they are there. They all have a story to tell. They haven't failed, they have been failed by their parents, by their education, their local authority, or more than likely in this instance, they've been failed by this government. Rough sleeping is not a lifestyle choice for those sleeping rough. It is a choice of this government. It's been a choice ever since David Cameron declared that we were all in it together before implementing a brutal and sustained assault on the poorest, most vulnerable people in his so-called big society. And whilst we have obscene levels of destitution and hardship in this country with record numbers sleeping rough on the streets, a near billionaire resides in number 10. Nasty, evil fuckers. Well, it's always a difficult tightrope for any government to walk, looking tough on anti-social behaviour, whilst not looking uncharitable. But many think this bill goes too far.